Hi all, this is William Cheer. I'm the creator of Manifold Garden. This is the second development update video. The first one was well received, so I'm going to continue making these. This week, I finally finished designing the second major puzzle area, at least for now. I'm sure I will have to return to this level once I start playtesting to tweak stuff, but for now, it's enough for me to leave it as it is and to move on to designing other levels. All the basic puzzles are in place. I've also started working on what I call audio-visual scenes. These play a very important role in the design of the game and also offer a space where I can experiment with visuals. I've been working with Tom to integrate them into the game. It's our first attempt at this, so we're still working out the design as well as the specific pipeline in the workflow. Tom recently finished a tool for doing Radial Symmetry specifically for these scenes. I've also improved the line generator tool. In the game, these lines indicate which object the switch is connected to. A few months ago, I wrote a tool that makes this process easier. In order to draw a line, I just have to lay down a sequence of markers by pressing P. This works fine for flat surfaces, but it gets very tedious very quickly when drawing lines on stairs. This past weekend, I finally got around to adding a feature for the tool to automatically place markers for stairs. It now only takes 2 button presses instead of a dozen or more. I also started working on a level inspired by Aratai Sozaki's unbuilt project, Clusters in the Air. It's part of the metabolism movement in architecture. I'm realizing Manifold Garden is a great environment in which to bring unrealized architectural projects to life. Speaking of architecture, I finally got to tour Frank Lloyd Wright's Roby house this week. If you've been following me on Twitter, you'll know that Frank Lloyd Wright is a huge influence on the design of Manifold Garden. These windows in the game were directly inspired by Wright's stained glass windows. Touring the Roby house was a fascinating experience. So much of Wright's approach can be applied to level design, such as using a hidden entrance to create a pathway to discovery, deviating from buildings that are just giant boxes, or rooms within rooms. If you ever visit Chicago, I highly recommend checking it out. I'm also going to start the first round of beta testing for Manifold Garden this week. I'll be distributing the builds through itch.io using their refinery tools. I'll be posting the sign-up sheet on Twitter and on Facebook, so stay tuned. As always, I'd love to hear what you think of these videos. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or specific topics that you'd like me to cover. You can also ping me on Twitter or stop by one of my streams on Twitch.